In Chicago today, 2 Black Panthers were killed as police raided a Panther stronghold. One of the dead was Fred Hampton, 22-year-old Illinois chairman of the Panthers. Bill Plant reports.
State's Attorney's police arrived at Fred Hampton's West Side apartment, half a block from Panther headquarters, at 4:45 this morning. They had a search warrant authorizing them to look for illegal weapons. The State's Attorney's office says its men were fired upon after identifying themselves at the door, and that Hampton and another man were killed in the 15-minute gun battle which followed. 2 policemen and 4 of the 9 people in the apartment were wounded. Hampton's body was found in bed. Panther Bobby Rush charges it was the raiding party, not the Panthers, who did the shooting.
Murder. The pigs murdered Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton while he lay in bed. I approve it. I prove it to the world that Fred Hampton was murdered by the pigs. Their lives, their argument to the people can't bear up to the evidence that we have that they murdered our deputy chairman in cold blood as he lay in his bed asleep.
Police displayed a cache of 14 revolvers and shotguns and about 1,000 rounds of ammunition, which they said had been taken from the apartment. Cook County State's Attorney Edward Hanrahan commended his men for bravery and restraint.
The immediate, violent, criminal reaction of the occupants in shooting at announced police officers emphasizes the extreme viciousness of the Black Panther Party. So does their refusal to cease firing at the police officers when urged to do so several times.
Today, a day after Chicago police shot it out with the Black Panthers, killing 2 of them, they raided the apartment of another Panther leader, Bobby Rush. They found an unregistered gun and some ammunition, but Rush was not there.
Today's raid was on an apartment in this building occupied by Bobby Rush, where police expected to find a large supply of guns. After the raid, NBC News reporter David Klein talked with one of the undercover policemen.
At 5:30 this morning, we knocked on the door. Receiving no answer, we forced our way in.
Now, what did the place look like when you got inside?
It was a shambles. It was like it was people moving out in a hurry.
Now, what did you find there?
We found a small quantity of shotgun, rifle, and pistol ammunition, a small foreign-make Derringer, a small quantity of marijuana, training manuals, Army training manuals on booby traps, explosives and demolitions, and shotguns, and quite a bit of reading material on revolutionary reading material, such as Che Guevara, Mao Zedong, and this sort of thing.
In downtown Chicago, there was a silent demonstration by anti-war groups protesting yesterday's slaying of Panther chairman Fred Hampton. 2 clergymen in the group said the shooting of 26 Panthers in the past year may represent a national campaign by police to wipe out the Panthers. A bystander took issue with the charge.
You, Father, well, how come you didn't pray when them 2 policemen were shot on the south side? I don't see you praying around here when they were shot. You was out there preaching about Vietnam, but you didn't go start a group and parade when them 2 policemen were shot out there and ambushed.
Today, at a Southside Catholic church, a mass was spoken for Hampton. In other sections of the city, community groups started calling for a moratorium on the violence, which so far this year has seen 8 policemen slain, several others wounded, and more than a score of blacks either slain or wounded in ghetto confrontations. Bill Matney, NBC News, Chicago.
The Justice Department has ordered a preliminary investigation into that shootout last week between Chicago police and Black Panthers. Fred Hampton and another Panther leader were killed, and Panther spokesman called it murder. The Justice Department said civil rights leaders requested the investigation of the police action. Officers who took part in the raid reenacted it yesterday for station WBBM TV.
This way. I go in over to about here. Then I hit the door, and I go to the bed.
There's a woman lying on a bed with a shotgun, calmly pumping it, pointed in my direction, and fires. The fire illuminates her face. I get a very good look at her. I feel something go over my left shoulder.
This woman fires a shot, and the illumination apparently illuminates, or Dan shooting illuminates a fellow sitting behind the door in a chair. He's pumping this shotgun. I turn in his direction. I fired 2 shots at him. As the shots apparently hit him, he stands up. I stand up with him. We struggle. He falls down over the chair on the floor with his head facing the corner of the door here in the wall. I fall across his body.
I yelled for a ceasefire. I heard a voice from the back bedroom or from the area of the back, say, "Come out of there with your hands up." There was an interim of several seconds when a voice from this bedroom, the first bedroom, said, "Shoot it out," and a shotgun blast come through that door.
This form was clearing the bed about slightly over waist high. He had a shotgun which was grayish in color. It was very vivid in my mind because of its color, and he was swinging it. And when he reached about the 45-degree angle is where I saw him and brought my gun across. I gave a burst to him.
The Panthers today denied that the television reenactment was what really happened in the apartment. Said Deputy Defense Minister Bobby Rush, this was just another case of the pigs oinking at the public again. The Panthers have not yet said whether they will take up the challenge of the state's attorney and submit to lie detector tests to determine who is telling the truth. Ike Pappas, CBS News, Chicago.